I've been meaning to share this story for a while now, and honestly, it still gives me chills just thinking about it. This happened about a year ago, at Walmart, of all places. I know, not exactly the setting for a horror movie, but trust me, it's one of the creepiest experiences I've ever had. It was late, probably around 10:30 p.m. I'd just finished a long shift at work, and I was dead tired, but I needed a few things. Some snacks, laundry detergent, and one of those ridiculously overpriced phone chargers because mine decided to die that morning. You know how it is. Anyway, Walmart was the only place open that late, so I figured I'd make a quick stop. When I got there, the parking lot was practically empty, except for a couple of cars. It felt eerily quiet, but I didn't think much of it at the time. I walked in, grabbed a cart, and started wandering through the aisles. You know that weird hum fluorescent lights make? It felt louder than usual, like it was the only sound in the entire store. At first, everything was normal. I went to the snacks aisle, grabbed a bag of chips and some soda, and then headed to the home goods section for the charger. That's when I noticed something odd. There was this guy, or at least I think it was a guy. He was standing at the end of the aisle, just staring at me. He was wearing this faded hoodie with the hood pulled up, so I couldn't see his face clearly. But what I could see didn't sit right with me. His posture was all wrong, like he was hunched over but still unnaturally tall. I tried to ignore him. Maybe he was just a tired shopper like me. But as I moved to the next aisle, I saw him again. This time, he wasn't just standing, he was peeking around the corner, watching me. My stomach did this weird flip, and I started to feel that prickling sensation on the back of my neck. You know the one? Like someone's watching you. I decided to speed things up. I grabbed the charger and headed to the laundry section. As I was looking for detergent, I glanced over my shoulder. He was there again, standing a few aisles away, still staring. At this point, I was officially creeped out. I thought about saying something like, "Can I help you?" Or even telling a store employee, but something about him, I just didn't want to get any closer. So I did what any sensible person would do. I made a beeline for the self-checkout. The store felt even quieter now, like the hum of the lights had been turned down, and all I could hear was the sound of my own footsteps. I kept looking over my shoulder, but I didn't see him anymore. For a moment, I thought maybe I'd overreacted, like maybe he'd left or wasn't even following me to begin with. As I scanned my items, I felt a wave of relief. Almost done, almost out of there. But just as I was bagging my stuff, I saw movement out of the corner of my eye. I turned my head, and there he was, standing just outside the automatic doors, staring in. The glass doors slid open and closed, but he didn't move. He just stood there, his face obscured by that damn hoodie. I couldn't see his eyes, but I knew he was staring right at me. My heart was pounding as I finished up and grabbed my bags. I debated whether to call someone or maybe ask a store employee to walk me to my car, but then I thought, no, you're just being paranoid. Just get to your car and go home. Big mistake. I walked out of the store, and the guy was gone. For a split second, I felt relieved. But as I made my way to my car, parked way at the back of the lot, because of course it was, I heard footsteps. Slow, deliberate footsteps. I turned around, and there he was, about 20 feet behind me. My hands started shaking, and I fumbled with my keys, trying to get them out of my pocket. "Hey, can I help you?" I shouted, my voice shaking. He didn't respond. He just kept walking toward me, slow and steady. At this point, I wasn't about to stick around and find out what his deal was. I finally got my keys out, unlocked the car, and practically dove inside. As I slammed the door shut, he broke into a run. I locked the doors just in time. He reached my car and started banging on the window, not like a normal knock either. It was frantic, almost desperate. His hood slipped back a little, and I caught a glimpse of his face, or maybe I should say, lack of a face. It was pale and smooth, like his skin had been stretched too tight, and where his eyes should have been, there were just these dark, empty sockets. I didn't stick around to get a better look. I started the car, threw it into reverse, and peeled out of there so fast, I'm surprised I didn't hit anything. As I drove off, I looked in the rearview mirror, and he was just standing there in the middle of the lot, watching me leave. I didn't go back to that Walmart for months, and even now I avoid going there at night. I've told a few people about what happened, and most of them say it was probably some weirdo trying to scare me, but I know what I saw, and whatever that thing was, it wasn't human.